Intel shares trading higher. We're rich. Taxpayers, I mean. The company reporting stronger than expected revenue, signaling demand for its Core x86 processor for PCs has returned. This is Intel's first quarterly release since the government took a stake in that chip maker. And joining us now, Wang, Constellation Research chairman and AI Forum co-founder. All right, Intel's back. Are they? Is it?
Well, we're one quarter in, and I think the real question is, are people going to buy the new chips out of the 18A plant? That's foundry. And really, questions are bound. Really, question is, can they get the orders to actually do the turnaround? But the good news, costs are down, margins are up. Lip-Bu has actually created some order out of chaos. And I think that's really where we're starting to see some hope that Intel can pull it off. But the stock market loves it. I mean, we're seeing the market react like crazy because they're hoping that domestic chip production wins out as the macro.
81% in 3 months. So is it because of the involvement of the government, or was it just great timing by the Fed? What do you attribute it to? By the Trump administration? What you know what I mean? Is there a cause and an effect, or is it because coincidence is not causation?
Well, look. The timing, especially with the administration making investments, with the rest of the Mag 7 making investments, with chip orders coming up and the AI pull, that's definitely one part. The second piece is trying to figure out what to do with the two parts of Intel, really the part that makes the chips and the part that designs the chips. We're seeing a smaller workforce. They drove down costs by 20%. They've got a flat guidance, which seems to be a good thing in this business at the moment. But the real question is, we're starting to see progress, right? The new chips, the 18A, it's a 1.8 nanometer chip. Currently, they're at 3 nanometers going to 1.8. That's a great thing. And the question is, can they get the orders? And when you get thinner chips, less power in use, that means companies like NVIDIA are interested. That means companies that are building chips like Apple or using chips like Apple might be interested. And so that's really part of the recovery conversation. And so if they can start getting the orders, that's when people are going to start taking notice and realizing that, yes, the turnaround is here. Intel might be able to pull it off.
The biggest concern whenever you worry about industrial policy is that the government has never been good at picking winners and losers. You're worried they're going to prop up a loser or something. Is it possible a year or two from now that chart looks very different and it doesn't work out? Is it possible it goes back into an also ran and the entire industry is being dominated by other companies? Is that still possible?
Joe, you're absolutely right. If we have two things, right? One, if we realize that they can't get these 18A chips out and there are no orders. And then the second piece is if we actually have a situation where the chip market is flooded and we discover that a new chip like a TPU is going to take over the GPU realm, or that something else happens in terms of not having energy availability to support the chips that we're trying to produce.
Yeah, because, I've seen other members of Congress and the government, their timing is unbelievable on a lot of these buys and sells. Should we sell? Should we be selling right now?
We have a representative in our state that actually has a really good track record, so you might want to look at her here.
Where are you?
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley.
Because we got a pretty good stock trader
tracking
here
stock is pretty good, actually.
In New Jersey too. Yeah, somebody
you as well.
doesn't know whether she made $7 million or not. At least that's what the ad says. So we shouldn't necessarily sell right now.
No. I think I would. The guidance really.
See, I feel like I'm a part owner since I can't own any stocks here. Yeah, I'm a part owner as a taxpayer. So.
We all the 10% stake actually means we might get a dividend out of this, but really I agree with you, right? We should have a free market, but right now I think what we're doing is the same thing we did in the auto industry, trying to prop up the chip industry to support domestic production from a national security perspective. And so long we're still in a war with China on chips and AI and other areas, this is going to continue.